You know, I really don't know about you guys, but filming these time lapses every Friday really seems to make my week go by really quickly. I'm not sure if it just seems like, every single day I'm filming another time lapse, which isn't really a bad thing because I like making them. But anyway, in this video, I'm going to be making an Invader Zim time lapse, and it's going to be on the character GIR, which you can see there. This is the one with him in his dog suit, which is kind of cool, and it's actually kind of funny. He does look really, really funny with this suit on. Every time I looked at it, I kind of had to chuckle to myself, which kind of interrupted my cutting, but I had to just live with that. The first thing I'm going to do is trace out his outline, and obviously it's in all black, and this is one giant piece I'm going to use for the background. There's going to be a lot of layering decoration in this video. That's a running theme with a lot of my time lapses. I do a lot of layering decoration. And just peeling up the sides here. And I cut off his ears because I'm going to be doing those separately. And it's going to be a lot easier just to stick those on as separate pieces. So you're going to see me choose where to put it. Background is a neon orange, obviously. I'm going to work on his ears next. The two main colors in this video are going to be black and neon green. And that's going to compose a lot of the giant image. So I'm going to be cutting out those ears and I'm going to be sticking them carefully onto the sheet here. And that's going to wrap up the entire background of his image. Alright, so I got those on there. Look pretty good. Now comes the lime green. And this is going to be roughly the exact same outline as the black, which I just did. It's going to be a little bit smaller, but it's going to be roughly the exact same in its shape. And you're going to see me cut it in half because whenever you're doing something this big, you want to cut it in half because otherwise when you try to line it up as one big sheet, it's going to warp in different places and it's going to be really difficult. So I'm going to be cutting it in half in the very end. So now I'm going to do the same process, trim the whole thing out here, and do my best not to leave any of those little sticky threads in there. I'm going to cut it in half right there, and then I'm going to line it up on the top here and then the bottom. Pretty simple concept, but it definitely really comes in handy when you do want to make sure that it really fits into the image that you're making. It really comes into play in layering decoration because you want there to be an even borderline on the entire thing. And if it's a color like black, like it is in this one, well, you just want to be extra careful because the black definitely stands out. And I probably didn't do myself too many favors making the background orange, but whatever. It'll look pretty cool. So now we're going to do one of his paws that hangs out there. The other one is on his other side, so we don't have to worry about that one. There's his nose. And now I have to do like those small little marks on his face next. I'm going to stick that on first, and there's his nose. And then now I'm going to work on those tiny little strips. Going to freehand them. I don't really need to measure each individual one. And those go up in kind of a line just like that. I didn't show every single one, but you get the idea. They're pretty simple. So now I'm going to work on cutting out his other eye. It's a giant eyeball. Much bigger than on a lot of the creatures and characters that I'm used to making. Right now I'm cutting out those tiny two little pieces of the eye that you can tell in the giant white eyeball part. I cut out 3 just to make sure so I could choose the best 2. And there's the black part done. This is totally layering. I cut out that giant black piece just for that border around the white piece. So trimming that up, I'm going to stick it on just like that. It's not perfect. It's not really a perfect circle, but that kind of adds to the cartoon sense of the painting, which really works out. So I got those 2 eyes in there. Now I need to work on his tongue, which kind of just hangs out there. It's kind of funny. It really adds to the comedic part of his costume. So I'm going to stick that right about there. Probably trim a little bit of the black off the end there because it wasn't exactly even. This is the hardest part of the time-lapse, and that's making the zipper on his costume. You can tell there's a lot of little cuts in there. I'm pretty much going to do the outline of it, and then I'm going to kind of just freehand it from there. And this took a lot of little cutting and everything. The gray tape is actually utility grade duck brand tape, so it's a lot thinner, which makes it easier to cut, but at the same time when you try to peel it up, it really does come apart a lot easier. So now what I'm going to do is line all these pieces up. This is the major part of the zipper tag. And I'm going to work on, I'm not sure what those are called on the zipper, but I think you know what I'm talking about, kind of that long trail in between. So that pretty much wraps up this time lapse. It looks pretty cool. Just a perfect image of GIR from Invader Zim. And hopefully you liked the video. I'll catch you next time on the channel.